there's a little bit of a trade-off with going into an individual race. It's purely a test against yourself,
Hmm.
and you're about to like prove something for the good or for the bad about your own speed. Whereas when you go into a team event, you're kind of feeling out what's going on with everyone. Like you definitely have a job to do, but like your teammates have a job to do. And to be honest, like in the team pursuit, um, in a really fast and well raced team pursuit, you're always also worried about getting dropped a little bit.
What do you mean by getting dropped?
By getting dropped means like, so if you're like it's an 8 lap race. If you're 4 or 5 laps in, and then we change. Okay, let me just back up a second. So we
Okay.
change, like in an 8 lap race. Say we change leads. There's 3 of us, and we change leads every lap. And then we do this to share the leads, because when you're pulling, you're taking the wind. You
Hmm.
know, so you're working a lot harder. Like I think it's like 20 or 30% harder when you're in the front. So oftentimes it happens like fairly frequently. You finish your lead, you're really tired because you just pulled for a lap and a half or 2 laps.
Hmm.
Pulled meaning being in the front. And then you drop off. So you go from the first position to the last position, so that now you're going to start catching the draft. And but what happens is they go from the first, they go to third, but they're so tired after their lead that the second guy comes through. He's fresh and he's ready and he's excited to go pull. And
Hmm.
then the third guy just goes straight off the back, and then he can't
Mm.
catch back on because now he doesn't have draft. The second guy's excited and he's going forward, and like
Gotcha.
it's this whole. And then what happens is he's like, and then before you know it, they're 30 feet back and they're screaming and nobody can hear them because there's wind or there's a crowd. And then it's not till you're coming down the backstretch and the coach is like waving at you to like go do something. So yeah, it kind of makes for an interesting dynamic. Anyway, so that's what getting dropped is.
Gotcha.
And so that's a fear. It happens almost every World Cup. Out of 8 races, usually 1 or 2 people will get dropped.
Yeah, because you can't go back. So do you just skate slower till they catch up? Is that what you just do?
Yeah, slower, or like if they're only like 10 yards back, sometimes you'll just take a really wide turn. You'll swoop back in
Mm.
behind them and then try to push them back up, and you don't really lose much time. But that's actually what happened to the Dutch when we won their silver medal in 2010. Was one of the things that happened was there was an exchange. Someone was off just a little, but he caught back up. And then what happened is Sven Kramer, one of the top Dutch skaters, looked back and to go get him, and he ended up exchanging in the straightaway. It cost him probably, maybe not too much, but half a second to a second, enough where like that bad exchange and that act of going back for him um, is part of how we got into the that gold silver medal round.